What's going down, everyone? And if you're here for the brand new patch. About 7 gigabytes should be coming towards you in a download for the 1.15 of Modern Warfare. But let's go ahead and get down to what's going to be happening new, with a new map added, an added shot house, 3-on-3 in Rust, and so much more. We're going to get right to it. It's your boy Mac, and let's go ahead and jump into the news as we go into what's on the roster for the TOs of technical orders that they've been pushing through for the patch notes. So as we dive into the direct news from infinityward, you can see that there's going to be a lot of changes. But if you are new to the network, you can always hit that subscription button and join absolutely free. Smack that Liberty bell, that's a notification to get all the news for gaming material that you are playing today and tomorrow at the M7 networks of November 7th. But let's go ahead and dive in to the 25th of February in the patch notes that we have for Modern Warfare. As we dive past the new map, the added shot house, which a little bit expands to the playlist and the shipment of Rust 24/7 in the dirty old houseboat, the 3-on-3 sniper Rust, and the great infection, the boots on the ground, and the realism rules, no tanks. So you're going to be getting a lot new situations to be getting into, but let's go ahead and dive into the general fixes. As we boot to life, we see a general variety of fixes from the friends who are on the social tabs were not always appearing on the top of the list, so now they should be. And the various maps and the exploit fixes, as they always like to fix first instead of fixing the physical game. You gotta love that. And you can leave a like and a comment down below if you definitely agree with that, because I do feel like sometimes they do that. I think they pay attention more to the exploits than what the players are saying. Hey, this is what the issue is. They should listen to us about the game and all. But as the fixed for some players seeing the incorrect career level, now as the correction has been fixed on the regime tags, some players encountering some issues with the mouse stopping to work after the last title update, which would suck, and doing the 3-on-3 gunfire, allowing the players to shoot through the center of the structure on the king while utilizing the AX-50. Fixing the errors that could occur doing their hardlines when earning the specialists. Quality of your life blackened, fixed to help the regime, and the social menu running smoother, which will correspond with the very first one that they're getting into in the top, which is a tad bit redundant. I feel they could have summed both of those up into one little structure. Moving on past that, doing the spawn and the exploits as they continue on the more general portion of being redundant in the vacants. Looking at past the portions of the white phosphorus killing all players instantly when utilizing the realism mode. That's pretty interesting, but that's going to be our general fixes as we go down to the trials, which fix the scores at the end of the fire in the hole, no tailoring up properly. Let's go ahead and dive down a little bit farther with the challenges before expanding down to the weapons and what will be changing inside those situations. With the bug fixes and the kill with the enemies and the weapons and the karma change not tracking properly, looking at the daily challenges that require you to get more of the X number of kills while an enemy's weapon, fixed in objectives when complying the golems operative in the mission that requires 5 kills with a lethal equipment but was not tracking the kill streaks. They did address some, I have to admit. They only mentioned 2 exploit things, and they did fix a lot, seems like. And leave a comment down below if a lot of these are still prevalent, or if you're experiencing newer issues that have been stirred up within the dust of the battlefield of 1.15, currently live. Now, looking at the situation besides what goes into the alliance of 6 in the objective and 2, you can go down to the complete of the 4 co-op operation when has been fixed, and looking at the required 50 juggernaut kills with the otter as your operative. This has been fixed, so definitely be able to enjoy those situations. But let's go ahead and get to the weapon fixes. No longer should you have to experience the level brick in Frozen at level 1 in the progression until the max ranking, where there's no appearance of that XP gaining. They fixed that. The Striker 45 fixing the range and the ADS speed to match the description of the 300mm in the poly barrel. Now looking at the Model 680, the slight range increasement on top of the XRK 30 Sport, increasing the range increasement as well. Slight range decreasement in the ADS increasing to the following of the model of 680, the KRK 18 in the Liberator, and looking at the R9 Force TAC Century, looking at the Origin 12 Forge TAC Precision, and looking at the Underbarrel Shotgun, increasing the pellet count, reducing the rate of fire, increasing the shells counts to 8, and tuning up the auto sweep after ammo is complete. Range increasing is a lot more pleasing with a nice, well-tuned shotgun. Now looking at the crossbow, increasing the reload speed, as well as the fixed bugs when the snake shot and the 3.57 did not register damage for both guns when firing on the same frame. Now diving into the reduced recoil of the SA-87 12.4 factory barrel and the increasing close to mid-range damage for the AK 4.5 30mm round mags. The classic operative is going to have the fixed for the graphic bugs that occur and on the disc form while on Xbox apparently, so I mean definitely reach out to their team. That's not fair to you guys and gals that are utilizing that system. We all want to just play the game. But looking at that situation of the special operatives inside of the survival, the portion of the bugs were fixed on the helicopter that could not clip through the buildings, and adjusting the cluster strike damage towards the enemy helicopter, fixing the bugs when destroying the enemy's helicopter, which seems to be the hot list of destruction, and the pilot was not being awarded the money in an instant. Going down to special operations, you can see that the crosswind makes the list a lot, as they fix bugs that could prevent players from utilizing the cruise missiles when having the thermite launchers equipped, fixed an issue where the Juggernaut outside the airport might not pursue the players after breaking stealth, fixed the bug where the player would have infinite ammo and standard weapon if jumping out of the plane with the Juggernaut suit. I love how they just completely said, yes, we patched that exploit. Now looking at the situation of the tail end of the patch notes, you can see the COD League. When utilizing the CDL, rules are enabled for restriction and warning icons will be displayed next to the buttons that contain the CDL banned items. Even if they are in the sub-menus, they should make it easier for the players to know what part of their loadouts need to be replaced in order to fall in line of the order of the CDL rules. Looking at the domination rounds and the timer set to 5, previously 6, search and destroy rounds and set to 1 minute and 30 seconds from 2 minutes. So you can see the increasements and decreasements within those two platforms, and the restricted thermite, the throwing knives, kill streaks to the CDL playlist. Codcaster reintroducing the data view feature, allowing the KBM Codcaster to view the player's information by pressing the key blind assigned in the option menu. For PC, several fixes to prevent crashes have been implemented for your stability. And for your stability of all future news and tech relations of what's going down within timely fashion, you can always subscribe to the network. That's pretty much it for all of our playlists. There's definitely a lot of stuff that has been coming out on this patch, and if you have more to add, definitely drop a comment down below. Thank you for spending the time with the network, and I'll see you guys and gals in the near future. And if you subscribe today, who knows, maybe The Watchmen will actually become a real thing and they can do another movie. That movie was really great. You should subscribe to find out, because I would definitely talk about it. Kind of a nerd, and I love comics. Anyways, everyone, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys and gals in the near future for more Modern Warfare patch notes in a very, very hastened fashion. Take it easy, and see you in the future.